Peace and prosperity. This is a Science Mystic coming to you with another message. And right now, I want to talk about Oprah and her recent pedophile and pedophilia scenario. Um, so she recently had some issues with being spotted and having images and pictures and content with her embracing a man who is a pedophile or has been convicted of pedophilia. And with that, there's been somewhat of an uproar, and people have found some other content with her actually promoting and justifying the acts of pedophilia. Um, one of her content, was even talking about her. Actually, not talking about her, but she was saying how if you molest a child correctly, that it's okay, or that it's not as traumatizing. It actually will feel good for the child. And this is like a pattern I've been noticing within the Black community and just the United States, the environment that I'm in, and the Black community. R. Kelly, with everything coming out with R. Kelly, and the things that happened with Malachi Z. I just feel like there's a problem with admitting some things to ourselves in our community, like admitting some truths to ourselves in our community. And though these are like celebrities and people that have been put on a pedestal by the Black community, it's also a pattern that I've noticed in my day-to-day life. Growing up, there has been people that I know, including myself personally, who has experienced some type of sexual trauma growing up, and they haven't communicated it, they haven't expressed it, they haven't really admitted to themselves as of yet that that was actually not okay and that was wrong. And sometimes the lines get blurred when it's molestation, because it's like a friendly kind of assault, and that can confuse a child. That can make a child feel like this, you know like Oprah would, like, I mean, obviously Oprah has never healed from her scenario and how she got famous, and with her experiencing her own traumas. But this is like a repetitive pattern throughout the community that I feel like isn't getting enough light, and um, not enough principle is being shined onto this type of stuff. Meaning, principle meaning, what are we doing in our day-to-day lifestyle and habits other than, disconnecting from each other, other than hating each other more, other than, showing disdain and, all these negative emotions more? What are we doing that is actually productive towards changing these type of energetic openings that we leave our children vulnerable, that we leave, the youth and the spiritual bodies and the light beings that are literally coming here to fulfill what they need to fulfill in relationship to not just themselves, but our ancestors and the bloodline that they chose to pass through. Like, by us being here and not creating a system or a guideline to stopping and um, bringing to justice these types of things as a collective is setting up our lineage and setting up our future generations for failure. And what we do and what we take part in and what we accept and don't accept within our lifespans now, especially as women, will affect the next 7 generations of this light, of this earth. It will affect the next 7 generations. So my point is enough literally gonna be enough? When are women going to stop being so desperate and needy for men and desperate and needy for recognition that they leave their child vulnerable and susceptible and open to the abuse and neglect of these predatory like men that come into their life because of their energetic imbalance of being so desperate and needy? You're letting a man into your life willingly, willingly, you know, willingly letting a man into your life that has no well intention for you or your children, yet you've deluded yourself into thinking that they do because of whatever your ego needs to feel sufficed within the moment, within the present moment. So when are, men gonna stop being so so immature and small-minded when it comes to relationships and love, and recognize that it's not about your, immediate ego boost or immediate whatever it is that you're trying to get for you and your convenience, that it's not about your convenience, but it's actually about protecting and uplifting life on the earth and future life that is coming into this earth. And there's such a, imbalance. It's the reason why I began to make these divine feminine and masculine videos, because y'all don't understand how this the smallest things, that the smallest energetic imbalances in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits will create this energetic imbalance on a large scale. So it's kind of like these little pieces of energetic imbalances that we carry on a day-to-day basis adds up to this whole picture that looks like the ones we see when we see Oprah being friends with a pedophile, the ones we see when R. Kelly and all these Malachi York and all these people getting convicted of these nasty, heinous type stuff. Come on, like where do we draw the line? Where do you draw the line? I know where I draw the line. And that line gets drawn with myself. That line gets drawn with my own energetic balances and imbalances. That line gets cultivated. I know where to draw the line, and I know how to read in between the lines just by me cultivating my own femininity in my own feminine body, So let's get back to that. Let's get back to that balance. Let's move forward in understanding that that's something that needs to be addressed. That's something that is coming to the light presently, and it's going to get to a point where it's going to become obvious who is of a righteous and high spiritual merit and high soul merit versus someone who is wicked and low vibrational and just lost in the sauce, trying to find themselves and end up cursing and, damning themselves in the process. So you guys, let me know what you think about this entire video in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.